Welcome to Spoiler Recap. Puss in Boots tells the story of a shooting star that fell from the sky and landed in an unknown location at the beginning of the movie. According to the legend, the star contains a single wish that is waiting for someone deserving to be granted. Puss is taking advantage of his status as a living legend by hosting a party at the residence of the governor of Del Mar, and performing a song about how great a hero he is. Puss makes a run for it when the governor arrives, but not before outwitting the governor and his guards. Puss awakens the sleeping giant of Del Mar with fireworks, and he fights a one-eyed giant in an epic battle as it tries to destroy the town. Puss wraps a bell around the giant's horns, and uses it to knock the beast unconscious with his cleverness. The bell falls, crushing Puss as he and the townspeople celebrate his victory. Puss wakes up in the town doctor's office. He tells Puss that the bell killed him, but because cats have 9 lives, Puss doesn't care. But the doctor makes Puss think about all the other times he has died, in a bullfight, in a bad poker game, falling off a ledge, getting burned while baking cookies, being shot out of a cannon, being crushed by a lot of weight, and having an allergy to shellfish. This indicates that Puss is at the end of his life. Puss is confident that he has nothing to worry about, despite the doctor's suggestion that he end his life of adventure. Puss is greeted by the enigmatic hooded wolf while sitting in a pub. He carries 2 scythes, but Puss quickly draws his sword, only to be disarmed just as quickly. Due to his quickness and the fact that he is able to cut Puss' forehand with his scythe, the wolf is one of Puss's most difficult enemies. Puss makes a run for his life and fears of the wolf. After burying his boots, hat, and cape, as though he were dead, he knocks on Mama Luna's door and she adopted him right away. In his domesticated life, Puss becomes miserable. After that, a small dog dressed as a cat greets him. The unnamed dog is referred to as Perito by Puss, as bounty hunters looking for Puss for a covert job. Goldilocks, Papa Bear, Mama Bear, and Baby Bear make their way close to Mama Luna's house. They break into Mama Luna's house and demand to know where Puss is. When they arrive, Puss is picked up by Baby Bear, but Goldie doesn't recognize him because he doesn't have his outfit and has grown a beard. They locate his grave and decide to continue their mission with a different strategy. Puss overhears them discussing how they need him for a heist, to steal a map to the wishing star, and that Big Jack Horner has the map in his possession. Realizing that he can use his wish to get his other lives back, Puss decides to return to his heroics and pursue the map himself. Perito follows Puss as he sneaks into Big Jack's compound, believing he can assist Puss. Jack has a collection of magical items from other fairy tales, such as Cinderella's glass slipper, poison apples, the growing cookie from Alice in Wonderland, and so on. He hopes to use the map to locate the wishing star, so that he can have all of the magic in the world. Kitty Softpaws, Puss's ex-fiancée, interrupts Puss as he reaches for the map. Kitty was previously hired by Goldie and the Bears for the job, but she was going to double-cross them anyway, and she is also enraged at Puss for a recent betrayal, so the two fight over the map. Puss and Kitty board a carriage driven by Perito to escape Jack's gang, after he spots them and pursues them. To get the map back, Jack then gathers his baker's dozen of henchmen and the necessary magical items. Puss is frightened when he appears to see the hooded wolf in the shadows. Just as the heroes escape, Puss, Kitty, and Perito stop running and enter the dark forest through a portal to continue their journey to the star. They discover that the person holding the map can change the environment. Perito's never-ending optimism transforms the path into a happy rainbow land when he holds it, whereas when Puss and Kitty grab it, their paths are destined to be dark and dangerous. The cats settle on giving him the map. They then have to move faster because they see Goldie and the Bears falling. The 3 of them must navigate a pocket full of posies, a field of enormous flowers that attack Puss and Kitty, but endear Perito to them by sniffing them. The cats must, in his words, stop and smell the roses. The posies are encountered by Goldie and the Bears, as well as Jack and his henchmen. However, Goldie and the Bears are able to fight their way through, while Jack's men have less luck and some of them are eaten or killed. The main trio keeps moving, and Perito tells Puss and Kitty his backstory. His original family used to try to get rid of him on a regular basis, but he thought they were just pranks and kept coming back, so they finally got rid of him for good by throwing him in the river in a sock with a stone. Perito sees a bright side in everything, despite the embarrassment of Puss and Kitty at the heartbreaking nature of his story. He eventually wanders away from the group and into a vivid forest, where Perito is seized by Jack and his gang. After Goldie and the Bears arrive, another fight breaks out, and Jack's gang kills more people by hitting them with unicorn horns that explode into confetti. Goldie and the bears take the map from the trio during the struggle. In addition, Jack meets a talking cricket who tries to discover Jack's virtues and serve as his conscience. It fails to work. Puss spotted the hooded wolf again. Because he is concerned that the wolf will soon be following him, Puss has to flee as the landscape transforms into a more sinister and gloomy forest. Perito tries to console Puss when he finds him. He tells Perito that the wish is what he needs to save his life. Also, Puss tells Perito what he did that made Kitty angry. He left her at the altar on their wedding day, because he thought he couldn't fit anyone else into his life of adventure. Kitty decides to assist Puss in getting back up after hearing him express regret for hurting her. When Goldie opens the map, she and the bears are taken to their old cottage, where they initially discover Goldie after she slipped in. Goldie never had a real family because she was an orphan until the bears took her in. They are prepared to grant her the wish for her own benefit. Meanwhile, Puss manages to steal the map back from the bears' family, as they sneak into the cottage until they are located once more. Perito is taken hostage by Goldie as they attempt to flee, and the environment continues to change. When Puss grabs the map, it puts him in a massive crystal cave. He shows Kitty the map so she can find Perito while Puss looks for a way out. Perito sits while Goldie and Baby Bear argue and make fun of each other. However, he tells them that they have the perfect family, which makes him wish he had always had one. Kitty manages to steal Perito and escape as the bears begin to like him. While trying to get back, Goldie and the bears get lost, which leads to an argument in which Goldie says that her wish is to have a human family. The bears are heartbroken by this, but Mama Bear has promised to assist Goldie in obtaining her wish if it will bring her happiness. When Jack tries to move the cart across, all but one of his remaining henchmen fall to their deaths as he uses them as a human bridge to the next stop. Cricket realizes that Jack is a horrible person and Jack flicked him off his shoulder. Puss talks to his first he lives in the cave, and they all sound like arrogant jerks. He realizes that he is enjoying his current life with Kitty and Perito, but the wolf shows up and stops him. He tells Puss that he is death himself, and that he has attended all of Puss's previous deaths. He also reveals that he is coming to get Puss's soul. Puss flees once more out of fear. When Puss reaches the star's location, he begins to recite the wish incantation. Perito and Kitty show up, and Kitty thinks Puss is betraying her once more because they talked about sharing the wish. Just as Goldie and the bears, Jack, and his henchmen arrive, Puss tries to explain that death is coming for him. The star begins to rise from the ground as they fight for the map, and create a force field that spits people out. Goldie gives up her chance to get the wish in order to save Baby Bear, because she realizes that the bears are her true family. The henchman is sucked out, and Baby Bear is almost pulled up as well. To save Perito, Kitty forces Jack into his bottomless bag. After that, the wolf comes back and sets Puss in a firing trap. He teases Puss about his fear of death, and the cowardly way he would use his desire to avoid death. He decides to make his last life count after reflecting on the time he spent with Kitty and Perito, so he picks up his sword and fights the wolf. Puss is successful in disarming the wolf after a fierce battle. He becomes enraged because he thought he could take Puss for a roguish, death-averse hero instead of who he is now. However, he decides that another time will come when he can see Puss again. Jack emerges from his bag after consuming the expanding cookie, despite the wolf's departure. Perito tries to distract him with his cute puppy eyes as he grabs the map and begins to try to make his wish. It doesn't work with Jack because he's such a jerk, but it was just to give Goldie time to throw Puss and Kitty at Jack while the bears join in the fight. The star shatters when Puss, Kitty, and Goldie tear the map apart. Jack tries to put the map back together, but he doesn't have one piece. The cricket has it, and the cricket uses Jack's phoenix to burn it and destroy the map completely. Jack is completely absorbed by the star as it breaks apart, then it shoots back up into the sky and explodes. Puss and his friends split up with Goldie and the bears. Perito is happy to call Puss and Kitty his new family, so he decides to keep using that name. Together, they sit and look at the stars. The governor tries to go on vacation a few days later, but when he does, he finds that his boat has been stolen, and he knows who did it. Perito, Pussycat, and Kitty set sail on new adventures and, according to Pussycat, to see old friends. After that, the camera pans to the kingdom of Far, Far Away, presumably so that Puss can pay a visit to a certain vicious green ogre. This is where the movie ends. Like, comment, and subscribe for more videos.